Hello and welcome. This is Lakshay from ZEX PR Wire, and we are at the ABC Conclave series, right? And we have Paul over here, Paul the Prophet specifically because that's the brand name he has, right?
What people know me as?
Yeah.
That's what people know me as. I'm the prophet. Before I'm Paul.
Yeah, and he has great insights about the iGaming, the Web3 gaming ecosystem, and all about like the blockchain and their utilization within the Web3 ecosystem, and especially in the gaming industry because he's been into games since so long. He's like a pro CS player, I guess.
I have played a lot of games in my time. Very big gamer. I will say that, I'm known maybe more as the crypto skeptic. I'm a little bit skeptical of Web3 gaming in general. And it's not because I don't believe in gaming, right? I think gaming is going to be by far the biggest industry on the planet. Not even close. We're talking about an industry that will be worth trillions and trillions of dollars. Look, I called my company Holodeck. I don't know if you know that reference. It's from Star Trek,
Yes,
right?
I know.
And if you believe or you define gaming as the creation of virtual worlds, the holodeck, which is something that can create virtual reality that is indistinguishable from the real world, right? If you believe that humans will invent holodecks, well, this is how gaming becomes the biggest industry. And the gamification of everything is how it goes from being an industry worth trillions to an industry worth tens or hundreds of trillions. Because fundamentally, my core thesis is that everything can be made more fun.
Yes.
Right? That if you look at the history of humanity, we're working less and less and less. And with AI, it's going to take all our jobs, it's going to do all the work for us. What does that mean? We have more time for recreation than ever before. Fun is the growing piece of the pie. And gaming today, everyone knows, bigger than every other form of entertainment on the planet. It's bigger than music, movies, and TV combined, right? And so you end up with something in gaming that is not only growing, but thematically, if you look at the big picture, is inevitable that it will be massive.
That's why the game industry has shifted to enhancing the experience, right? Talking about the metaverse and the VR part, right? That's the place where people, exploring much more to have a better experience of gaming, not just sitting in front of a desktop and, shooting the people, but actually feeling the bullet getting inside, right? Yeah. Having that kind of suits and everything. So how do you feel about that transition and how the Web3 and those VR and everything is gonna enhance the experience?
Yeah, I think today no one has figured out how Web3 and gaming should come together.
Yes.
Because fundamentally Web3 introduces friction, right? You need a crypto wallet to be able to play the game. You introduce friction to the player,
yes.
And what that means is on the other side, the benefit to the player needs to be huge to overcome that friction. Today, that benefit's not obvious because owning and earning, I think, are very weak value propositions to a gamer. They don't fundamentally really care about earning or owning.
Exactly.
What they care about is fun. Like you don't go to a Taylor Swift concert, right? And when you leave, if Taylor doesn't give you a check, are you unhappy?
No, I'm there for the music.
You're there for the entertainment. That's the transaction. I give you money, you give me entertainment. Gaming is no different, right? And so trying to introduce crypto into gaming, the only way that will work is if you can convince the gamer that it will make the game more fun in some way. That's the burden. That's the level that has to be overcome to get people to adopt this. And today, as far as I've seen, no one has managed to achieve that. And a lot of times it's because the founders are maybe crypto people first and not gaming people first. That could be part of the problem. But it's also, if you spend time in the communities of these crypto games, of these Web3 games, you realize that all of the discussion in most of them, and I'm generalizing, but most of them, a lot of the discussion is like, what's the price of the token, or to the moon, diamond hands, paper hands, it's a lot of hands and tokens.
Yes.
Right?
How do I claim my rewards? How can I sell them? And is it listed somewhere? They're not actually enjoying the game, they're just for the, for the earning.
And that kind of community are there for speculatory reasons. They're tourists. Right? What you want are gamers who are invested in the gameplay, right? This quest, how do I do it better? Is this sword better than that sword to beat this monster, right? Like, you go into traditional gaming communities, that's the discussion. And so I think I'm often perceived as a Web3 gaming skeptic, which I am, but I think it's not all lost, right? I challenge Web3 gaming people to think about what is the benefit to the gamer? How can we articulate that benefit, and how can we make it so compelling, so much more fun, that they have to adopt this?
I'm not, in the Web3 gaming, people are like, how do I sell the skin of my weapon? Instead of, this skin looks cool. This is entertaining, or maybe this makes my gameplay better. Instead of doing that, they are just, how can I buy this, and then I can sell it on a higher price. So that brings the concept of NFT as well. So how do you feel about NFTs in the gaming? Because that's a big topic.
I think the market has sort of proven that no one cares about NFTs, gamers especially.
Yes.
In fact, there's been open revolt against it. And again, it comes back to what is the benefit, right? A lot of times, crypto has been promising for a decade that they were going to disrupt the banks.
Yeah.
But my grandmother, her bank does everything she needs it to do. She can take out money, she can pay bills, she can use her credit card. Everything she needs to do works. So there's inertia with existing systems, with existing ways of doing things. This is no different in the gaming world. There's inertia. To overcome that inertia, you need to give me something that's much better. NFTs aren't solving a problem, aren't changing anything, right? I've been collecting mounts in World of Warcraft or weapon skins in Counter-Strike for ages now.
Yeah.
Literally over a decade in both games. So, and I've been able to sell them, and I've been able to trade them. So maybe it's not optimal, but this is the way it's being done. And so to overcome that inertia, again, you need a solution that is much better, not a little bit better. I think for a lot of things, NFTs, but crypto in general, today is a solution in search of a problem.
Yes.
And maybe we will find that problem that it's solving, but it's not obvious yet.
Yes. And how do you think the iGaming and the Web3, the NFT, the blockchain utilization within the game, and also maybe some kind of tokenization within the game, is it going to go somewhere, or how you see this should go?
I think with most of the Web3 gaming industry today will not really go anywhere. I think most of these games will fail, unfortunately, because they haven't been able to communicate to the user how this is more fun. And if you look at the numbers, even the best Web3 game on the planet, like even in Axie Infinity, the player base is in decline, and the player base is like tiny. Like even a small PC game has a bigger player base than Axie Infinity does, right? And it's very geographically focused. Like Axie Infinity is only big really in Southeast Asia, where making 25 cents more a day changes your life, right? But in North America, this would never work. In Europe, this would never work. In the Middle East, this would never work. And so today, the successes will be very small, very localized, and very specific. I don't think we will see a big breakout hit in the Web3 gaming world until we figure out how to communicate, again, that benefit to the user and how to make the games more fun. No one cares about the technology. No one cares that this chain is 12% faster. No one cares. Like, gamers do not care about the tech. Do not. They don't care if their game's built on Unreal or Unity. So they will definitely not care about this chain or that chain, or this token or that token. You have to be able to message and communicate to the user why this game will be more fun than the other game they're already playing.
They just have to be a good experience first in the game.
You got it.
Then you can add on to like multiple things, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the insights. I hope someday some games come up with better experience first, and then other utilities.
Look, I'm optimistic that Web3 gaming will find its reason to exist, its raison d'être. But I believe gaming as a whole, this success is inevitable, right? We're talking about an opportunity that people do not want to miss.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Paul the Prophet, and thank you so much for your time. We'll see you.